They say all is fair in love and war. But with these 15 dark psychological tactics, you'll learn to play both games like a pro. If you're Mr. Nice Guy, this is not for you. So skip or watch at your own risk. This video is full of sneaky manipulation, tactics, and I might be playing with fire by sharing them. But don't skip out. Trick number 9 and 11 are things you definitely encounter all the time. If you're interested in a girl who already has a boyfriend, there's a psychological tactic that could shift things in your favor. First, you need to have some level of connection with her. The next time you two discuss her boyfriend and she starts praising him, respond by saying something like, "He sounds like a really great guy. Has he ever made any mistakes?" When she mentions something negative, don't agree with her. Instead, defend him and come up with reasons for his behavior. This will push her to try and prove you wrong, as people naturally want to win arguments. Gradually, she will list all his faults while you continue to support him. By the end, she'll become frustrated as she realizes how much he has actually done wrong. This buildup of resentment could lead to her breaking up with him. In that case, you'll be seen as the better option because you've shown you possess qualities her boyfriend lacks. However, I wouldn't advise using this method. If you want to build trust and achieve your goals while creating a positive impression, this technique is for you. The charm offensive is a manipulation tactic where you use excessive charm, flattery, and friendliness to win someone over. By crafting a likable image, you disarm your target, making them more open to influence and less likely to notice any hidden motives. Here's a quick example. Meet Emma, the new employee who always showers her colleagues with compliments, brings in snacks, and jumps in to help with their tasks. Her charm earns her everyone's trust and allows her to secure a promotion, despite her average performance. This strategy works like a charm. If you want to create an obsession for yourself with your crush, here's a technique you need to know. Let's talk about a powerful and easy tool, the art of insinuation. This technique keeps you lingering in your crush's mind. In seduction, the time spent in someone else's thoughts is vital for winning their favor. Here's how it works. During a casual chat, prepare to say something that piques their interest. You might say, "I'm not sure if it's a good idea to tell you, but never mind." With just that sentence, you've sparked curiosity. Your crush will be left wondering what you wanted to share, and this thought will stick with them. Subconsciously, they'll start thinking about you. What did they want to say? Why did they hold back? Do they have feelings? All these questions feed into what you're trying to build between the two of you. The more they dwell on these thoughts, the better for you. That's why mastering the art of insinuation is absolutely essential. Have you ever listened to someone share a story and wondered if they're telling the truth? Today, I'm going to teach you a technique called Stare the Liar that can help you determine if someone is being dishonest. If you suspect someone is lying, look them directly in the eyes and stay silent. This will let them know you doubt their honesty. If they're telling the truth, they'll likely be confused by your suspicion, often responding with something like, "It's true," or "Do you think I'm lying?" However, if they're lying, they'll feel anxious that you might have caught on. This pressure often leads them to add more details to their story in an attempt to make it seem more convincing. Keep in mind, if they start doing this, it's a strong indicator that they're not being truthful. Your parents might tell you to ignore bullies, but instead, you should make them look ridiculous and undermine their self-confidence. Here's why. If you constantly ignore bullies, they won't stop. In fact, it often works the opposite way. They'll see that you're not standing up to them, which encourages them to bully you even more, believing they can get away with it. To really take control, use this psychological trick the next time someone says something negative about you. Act like you didn't hear them and ask them to repeat it. Once they do, pretend you didn't understand their insult or joke and ask them to explain it. Having to explain a joke or insult can come off as awkward and unprofessional. After they explain, laugh genuinely at how weak their joke or insult was. and point out how unfunny it is. This will make them look foolish and weak while you come out on top. After this, they're likely to back off and won't bully you again. Have you ever had that feeling that someone is watching you? A simple response is to yawn. Yawning is known to be contagious, so there's a good chance the person observing you will yawn in return. If you confirm you're being watched, you can redirect their attention by focusing on their forehead or shoes. Next, give a subtle facial expression, like a laugh or an eye roll. This will create unease in the observer, leaving them puzzled about your reaction and shifting their focus away from you. If you want to make someone feel guilty, confide in them a so-called secret. Ensure they believe this secret must be kept strictly confidential. Once you've done that, leak the information to someone else. It doesn't matter who, as long as it becomes clear that a third party knows about it. From that moment, you hold the power. You can then accuse the person of leaking the information, making them feel they've your trust. People need constant validation and the reassurance that their peers trust them completely. The leak of the information you revealed will push that person, whether they did anything wrong or not, to go to great lengths to make amends and regain your approval. At that point, you can influence their actions however you want, as their desire to earn back your validation will keep them devoted to you. I don't recommend using this tactic and urge you to think carefully about its potential consequences before applying it. How to lie as well as a manipulator preparation and planning. The manipulator takes the time to prepare and plan their lies. They anticipate potential questions and create a coherent and convincing story. Control of nonverbal cues. The manipulator closely monitors their own nonverbal signals such as gestures, body language, and facial expressions. They strive to maintain an appearance of sincerity to enhance the credibility of their lives. Use of specific details. The manipulator includes specific details in their narrative to create an impression of truth. These details add credibility and can be difficult to challenge by the person being lied to. Manipulation of emotions. The manipulator exploits the emotions of the person they are lying to in order to reinforce the impact of their lie. They may play on compassion, fear, or sympathy to elicit a favorable response. All these tips are used by the most of manipulators and allows them to easily manipulate their victims by making them believe what they want. So now you know, when someone starts hurling mean comments at you, there's a clever way to handle it. Picture yourself as the conductor of an orchestra. It's your moment to shine. Once they finish speaking, calmly ask, "Is there anything else you want to say?" Now, two things can happen. They may continue with their hurtful remarks, so you repeat the question, "Anything else?" The goal is to make them admit defeat and say, "No, I'm done." Then follow up with, "Why did you say all those things to me?" They might struggle to find a solid excuse or feel a pang of regret. If they try to play it tough, you can throw them off by saying, "Why do you think I care about what you think?" That will often silence them. But wait, there's more. Take out your phone, check the time, and walk away as if they're insignificant. That's the final blow. Have you ever experienced emotions during an argument? When someone is yelling at you or getting heated, the best response is to remain silent and maintain a poker face while locking eyes with them. This calm demeanor can create a powerful shift in dynamics. As they vent their frustrations, they'll notice you're completely unfazed by their words. This will frustrate them even more. As they realize that their attempts to provoke you are ineffective, over time, their anger may intensify. But they'll also start to feel uneasy when they see that nothing they say has an impact on you. By staying composed, you regain control of the situation and diffuse the argument, leaving them questioning their own reactions. If you want to forge a strong emotional bond and create dependency to gain control over someone's behavior and decisions, consider the technique known as love bombing. Love bombing is a manipulation tactic where an individual overwhelms another person with excessive affection, attention, and praise to gain influence over them. This barrage of affection can make the recipient feel special and deeply connected. often resulting in a dependency on the manipulator. For example, imagine you start dating someone new, and they quickly begin bombarding you with texts, flowers, and lavish dates. They frequently compliment you, saying how perfect you are and how they've never felt this way before. At first, it feels wonderful, but soon they expect you to reciprocate that intensity, growing upset if you don't. This cycle creates emotional manipulation and dependency over time. The easiest way to destroy someone with a high ego is to first make them feel as important as they believe themselves to be. Once they are convinced that you genuinely adore them, begin acting the same way towards someone else. For example, imagine you're friends with someone who constantly boasts about their achievements. You shower them with compliments and praise, making them feel exceptional. After a while, you shift your focus to another mutual friend, treating them with the same level of admiration and attention. This shift will leave the egotistical person feeling neglected and sad when they realize that your affection was nothing more than a facade. The contrast will cut deep, deflating their inflated self-worth and exposing their fragile ego. If you have a crush on someone and want to know if she likes you back, try this simple psychological trick. The next time you have a conversation with her, take a step closer without any obvious reason. There are 3 possible reactions you can observe. For instance, let's say you're at a party and you're chatting with her. If she stays in her spot, without moving, it indicates she likes you. If she responds by stepping closer to you, it shows she's very interested. However, if she seems nervous and takes a step back, it's a clear sign that she may not feel the same way. This trick works because, as humans, we unconsciously desire to be near those we are attracted to. The white knight is a manipulation tactic where someone presents themselves as a hero or savior to gain admiration, control, or favor, often exploiting situations where others are vulnerable or in need. For instance, imagine a colleague who frequently offers help with tasks. While this appears helpful, they may subtly undermine colleagues' competence by saying, "Let me handle this for you," implying incapability without their intervention. This tactic can foster dependency and diminish others' confidence. It's crucial to discern genuine support from manipulative behavior, promoting empowerment over reliance. Awareness helps maintain balanced relationships. Recognizing when assistance crosses into manipulation under the guise of benevolence. If you want to increase someone's attraction towards you, invite your target to experience extremely intense sensations with you. For example, take them to an amusement park. Once inside the park, you'll start looking for activities that have a high emotional value, such as roller coasters. From that moment on, what will happen is that when you're on the ride, your target will start generating emotions related to fear or excitement, which will have an effect on their physiology and result in an increased heart rate, muscle contraction, or the release of adrenaline. Everything your target feels during an activity that provides sensations they will also feel during romantic or sexual excitement. And the brain will attribute all the sensations caused by this activity to you. This technique is called attribution error, and your target will literally believe that you are the cause of their state, which will dramatically increase their attraction towards you. This technique is lethal and should be approached with caution and used ethically. These 15 manipulation techniques that can bend people's emotions and actions to your will. But be warned, once you start down this path, there's no turning back. Use these tactics carefully, or they might just consume you. If you're hungry for more power, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay one step ahead. But remember, knowledge like this comes with a price. You'll need to ask yourself, how far are you willing to go? Thanks for watching. See you on the other side.